I'm really excited to talk about this one. I'm also experimenting with my lighting a little bit, so let me know how it looks. This is the Lost Hollow Tarot by Pixel Cult. This is the second edition. Yeah. The Lost Hollow transuses tarot meanings together with this fully illustrated 80 card deck with a grimly elegant woodland setting. So it has 80 cards in here, and what I do know is that they have two alternatives for strength and for justice, where just the numbers are switched around. So first of all, we got a tin case here. From what I understand, they're not going to be doing this anymore just because they've had difficulties with production. Basically, they'd ordered in and a good chunk of them would be kind of dented up. So they're not doing the tins anymore. And we got the booklet here, which does give you some details. It's a pretty standard little white book. What I do like is that it does have a little bit of details. Pretty much like it's got like a little title for each one of the cards, which is pretty cool. I wonder if they do that. Yep, they do that in the minors as well. And they actually have some, I like that. It does have some additional information in there. And what I do like is that it has well-defined themes and ill-defined themes. So instead of necessarily having like upright and reversed, it just has this, which I kind of like because it gives you the option to either read upright the whole time and kind of consider all different possibilities, or to very clearly be upright or down or reversed. So that's pretty cool. It's got some closing remarks, and there is socials. I know that this person is currently working on a new deck, which is kind of cyberpunk based. Cyberpunk, good God. All right. See the back. So, card quality wise, it is a linen finish, poker finish for anybody. When it comes to the thickness of the cards, that's pretty standard for this type of card stock. If we're looking at size, it is ever so, no, it's the same size. It's a tarot size. One thing I'm noticing though is that the corners are a little more rounded, just by a little squeak. Nothing really to go home about. Backs are reversible. And again, it's that air linen finish. So what I mean by that, if we look up real close, we got that. Sorry about the background noise, holy Christ, if you can hear that. My neighbors are doing something. All right, I'm gonna just get right into the flip through here. All right, so my thoughts, well, not so much thoughts, this is more or less fact. This is actually a hybrid between the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Thoth. Start shuffling it, and I just realized I probably should have taken out those additional cards. I'll get to that in a second. All right, so I got those additionals out. So yeah, what I mean by that is that, of course, your majors are going to be almost identical, with the exception of, again, adjustment and strength being in a different position, and that's because that allows you to adjust it in to be a Thoth deck. Now, the thing is with Thoth decks is that they're basically pips with the description on the bottom. However, when it comes to this one, it actually shows a Rider-Waite. Oops, sorry, I'm like looking over here because that's what I'm used to. It's actually showing a Rider-Waite-Smith kind of imagery while having the Thoth description. So the Thoth description isn't necessarily wrong or incorrect. It just might be a little, oh, how can I say this? It's going to be a little bit of liberties involved. And a good example that I saw there was in the Two of Swords. She's Two of Swords, Two of Swords. Of course, there's my three. Of course, it's not in the right spot. But yeah, if we take a look at, let's see if I can find a good example. Okay, first of all, I like the fact that they gender bend the quartz a little bit there. There you go, Two of Swords. So Two of Swords, it says peace. Yes, it means peace, but for the most part, in a Rider-Waite-Smith system, this is actually kind of indicating a bit of a standstill, almost like a more of a stalemate. Yes, peace, obviously, but it's not like lasting peace. It's more or less, we're stopped fighting because nobody's pushing, nobody's giving up anything. So that can be definitely read one way or the other. So again, some of these cards are a little, again, the meaning on the bottom is, again, quite a bit of a liberty to it. Like, of course, we got the Ten of Swords, which is ruin. We know that for a fact. When it comes to, of course, I got all these majors here. Six of Swords, success. Yeah, that's pretty on brand there. Same with the Five of Swords. Nine of Swords, cruelty. Yes, more or less anxiety. Eight of Swords, indecision. Yes, because kind of like the Seven of Swords, uncertainty. Yes, but it's in a Rider-Waite-Smith, it more or less indicates kind of like sneaky and stealing. So what I like about this, with that being said, again, that's just me being a brat, saying like, man, the Rider-Waite-Smith system is much better. The thing is that what I'm getting at is that this can definitely be read either way, whether you want to use the Rider-Waite-Smith system or the Thoth system. I'm not familiar enough with the Thoth system to really give an opinion on that in any way, shape, or form. I just know that deck's beautiful. And again, I love the finish on it because it does shuffle like a dream. Because when it comes to these larger type decks, is that they, or I shouldn't say larger decks, but any tarot size deck for somebody of my size, hand-wise, they can definitely be a pain in the ass to shuffle. So having a poker / linen finish is probably the best way for me to shuffle. Or it didn't make any sense. What I'm getting at is that it's the best finish for me in my hands because I can shuffle them quite easily. They are slippery, like they are probably the slipperiest cards I've ever experienced. Not a lot of people are gonna like that. For me, it just makes it easier. I would say this is probably in my top 10 of decks. Again, you have the alternatives on the side here, so whatever does work for you. But I would definitely recommend it. I'm going to be edging this in red. I think it's already been established that any decks I truly love, I have a tendency to really kind of put my mark on it when it comes to modifications, and this is definitely going to get the red treatment. I was thinking between that or black, but I feel like I put everything in black, so red's going to be a nice little alternative for it. And those are my thoughts.